why are we focusing on math education in the CTE classroom? As you are aware, many of the high-paying jobs, many of the high-paying careers require that students have a firm grasp of mathematical concepts. You may also be aware that many of our students currently do not possess those math skills. Through talks with labor unions and teachers, we have determined that we need to do something in order to improve the level of math proficiency amongst our students. There is also an issue of workplace mathematics simply not being reinforced since it was taught initially. A lot of the math used on the job site was taught several years before the students exit high school, and many of them have forgotten that math and cannot perform it when asked by an employer. There is also an issue that much of the math that students are asked to do, maybe they do know how to do it. It's simply asked in a different way in the CTE classroom than it is in the math room. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to bridge the gap between the math classroom and the CTE classroom through the math enhanced lesson. Now, you may be concerned about what this means exactly for your instruction or how much additional work this is going to require. I want to kind of squash some of those concerns right now. A math enhanced lesson in classroom does not do a number of things that you may be thinking. We are not trying to force extra math into your classroom. Through this process, we are not going to say, do this extra math in your CTE classroom. We are simply going to be taking the math that your students are going to need to know how to do to be successful in your CTE classroom and teaching it in a way that is most beneficial. We do not want to turn this into a math course. You are a CTE teacher and you run a CTE program, and it is going to be a CTE class. That being said, the math that you use as a CTE teacher, we just want to make sure is being taught in the most effective and efficient manner. We are not going to require that your curriculum gets redesigned or resequenced. We are simply saying when you come to a topic in which you use math, we need to use math in this specific way that has been shown to work best. This is not going to require the use of any team teaching or additional math teachers or as either a co-teacher or as a facilitator in your room. You are the teacher. You will be using the resources that we can provide for you as additional support, but nobody else is going to be coming into your classroom to take over the math component of this. Once again, we're not trying to turn your class into a math class. It's a CTE program, and that needs to remain the focus. And then the final one, which is very important, oftentimes when we're focusing on including math in a classroom, the habit is to turn to drill and kill, a bunch of worksheets that the students just do repetitively in order to until they have learned the skill. That is not going to be the case. Hopefully, through the Math Enhanced Lesson Protocol, the students will learn the math in a way that does not require an obsessive amount of drill and kill. There may be a couple of worksheets that students need to complete, but they will not be just doing worksheets until the end of time. Nope, we want to keep the focus on the CTE classroom and the CTE content, which means we want to introduce the math in a way that they can quickly learn it and then get back to their CTE tasks.